And we recording? Is that it? Yes, we are.
Is it? Oh, it is. There we go.
We're recording.
Hello, everybody.
Shall we do a wee test to see if we've got the sound, or do you think it'll be on?
No, it'll be fine.
I'll be fine.
Right. Good afternoon, everybody. How you doing? It's myself, wee Paddy,
and wee
Judd.
And wee Judd the lumberjack.
Yes, we're out in the wilds of Bangor in Northern Ireland. A very dangerous place. There's animals you can see running wild around us.
Absolutely.
But what we're out to do is something we've been wanting to do for a week or two, and this is the first time we've got a chance.
No!
Bloody Justin still works. It's a disgrace that man has to work.
It is.
I've nobody to play with during the day, and he has to work. So anyway, we're going to test especially two knives from RC Knives, who is a custom maker in England, and you've seen the knives on the channel and the podcast. So we wanted to have a quick test of them, a proper play of them, and I'll not do a review until I've tested the knife properly anyway. So that's what I wanted to do. So this is nothing fantastic, just us cutting a bit of wood and saying what we think of the grind, the comfort in hands of a custom knife maker in the UK, which we both love supporting UK knife makers.
Well, the knives themselves are just absolutely fantastic. And
beautiful.
The workmanship that's gone into them both is just a credit to the guy. So
for somebody who does it in the shed at the bottom of the garden.
Is it Ron?
Ron.
Fantastic.
RC Knives on Facebook.
Instagram.
And Facebook.
And Facebook. Faceagram, yes.
Faceagram, yeah.
That's the one.
Well, you know what I'm like. He's probably right. I'm probably wrong. That's the normal way things go in our relationship.
Anyhow,
the two wee dogs are my two wee Yorkshire Terriers, and they are spoilt rotten, and they're missing their mummy because she's out, and I have to look after them like children. So, what we're going to do, Justin, do you want to have a wee bash first?
I've already had a wee bash.
Have you had it?
Look at it. Look at it. This and
my dog is stupid. Instead of walking around, he'll come through it.
Oh, he's having fun.
Yeah,
he's having fun. So this is the red micarta Hobbit knife, and
it's not that much smaller than my one at all.
Didn't we measure it? Was a good 3 inches?
Yeah, it's a good size, but the girth is a wee bit more in mine. But that's perfect for our statures, if you like.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, but the blade stock on the back of this, it's amazing because it's a really good thick blade, but the grind down to the Scandi, the mirror edge, the finish on it is amazing, but the sharpness, and this is with me, no pressure. It doesn't. It just doesn't require any pressure. Now this wood is bone dry.
It's been in my apartment for over a year. Listen to that cracking through it.
And it's just absolutely amazing. And that's the whole length of the blade. It's just
right down to the very top. His standard of fit and finish belies that he's making it in the shed at the bottom of the garden.
It really does.
It belies, because I have never held a bushcraft knife more comfortable.
I know. It's just
it's
lovely.
A typical. It's a brush pole, a brush shaft with a little bit of a finger loop at it. So comfortable.
In all honesty, the micarta in this is so highly polished. It's a bit slippy.
Yeah.
But I reckon that with our usual
leather gloves.
What is advanced knife call it? Yeah, with the accumulation of
filth.
Yes.
But well, I mean,
I think that'll get a wee bit stickier to be slightly disgusting about it.
Look at that chunk. It's just amazing, the chunks that just come off that.
I mean, it's incredible.
Like, look at the thickness of that chunk. And like, there's no effort. And look at that tip. Oh, get that right up to the camera and show them. That is.
Even if you're
gouging
with the tip, it's just so.
Look at that.
It just is so solid. It is unbelievable. So I mean, if you were doing boring a hole or anything with this, it would be no problem.
Absolutely not. No. Absolutely. It makes you smile. Like, we've done this. I always have sticks. This is what I do my testing on all my knives. I always use a bit of wood, no matter what the knife is, just to see that the blade's good. The heat treatment, I always want to see how it reacts and what it's like, and that's why I always do a cut test at home and then a check for sharpness afterwards. I've used this umpteen times in the house, stropped it, and just so happy. And I'm going to do the same thing I was going to say,
So
there's a
it's-
difference in, even at that, you really couldn't tell the difference. The blade stock is,
Is yours slightly thinner? Am I seeing that wrong?
no,
No, it's about
No.
the same, isn't it?
but the same blade stock. There's maybe a quarter of an inch in the handle, or the blades, the blade, a couple of tenths in the handle length. But the girth is a bit more on mine. I
Yeah.
think that's all the difference is. They're both just. I'm not sure what pattern he calls. I think he just calls them bushcraft
Yeah,
knives.
he does, and I mean, it seems to be one of his favorite patterns.
Oh, very
And then he
much
just
so.
does the variation on the heat on the
Yeah.
on the
Yeah, because
blade treatment.
if Justin maybe show you up close, it's got they left the forge on it, if you like. It's a brute de forge they call it when it's left on, and it's just beautiful.
It
So-
really is, and against the contrast of that mirror shine on the scan,
Yeah,
it's
just
just
beautiful.
amazing.
So I just
So
want
show
to
us.
again do mine for you.
Again, that was virtually no effort.
No, it's just nothing, and it's wild chunks. I think I could actually
Cut right through.
look at that bloody chunk.
I know.
Have you seen what I've done? It's just that is honestly. I think this is what a bit of 2x1.
Holy mother of mercy! But you're virtually cutting right
Right through it.
through it.
Right through it. It is phenomenal. That cutting edge would
Just
just.
so sharp.
You actually really have to back off.
Yeah,
Because
if you
it
wanted
just
to
goes
do
too
finer
deep,
cuts,
yeah.
it really wants to bite in.
Look at the point in that in seconds.
I
Honestly.
know.
Here, which is more dangerous, this or this? This is longer reach and it's a stabby killy. But this is a bushcraft tool. Shouldn't be anywhere near a person. Not the knife's fault, the person who's holding it. This is just as dangerous. So, what are we going to do? Ban trees? Oh, we'll have
Good
that.
point.
We'll have Greta over here now. You can't ban trees. No.
Yeah, that's the only message that will come through from that night. Paddy wants to ban trees. Trees are evil.
Yes, yes. So, I mean, honestly, that is good. I'm going to actually just do a bit of a borehole to see what it's like. Oh, Jesus,
Oh my
man.
god. It's like a flaming lightsaber.
I mean, you could do this and make this a board for your. I can't tell you how good that are. You're not really going to see it. Could you stick that up just like that was a couple of wee turns, and it is just. Yeah, honestly, for
It
doing
is.
a bow drill, it would take you 2 seconds to bore out
It's just
your.
effortless.
Really, really beautiful. I can't believe how much I
No,
look at that.
that's halfway through the wood
Yeah.
in one pass.
I'm not sort of training or pulling.
Yeah. No, that just in terms of the grind and the and the sharpness.
So obviously I'll put his name down in the description, but please go over and check him out, talk to him, see. Look, you'll be really, really pleased what you'd have to pay for something like this. I'm not doing it, that's his business. But honestly, you will never be disappointed. This is a good 3 mil thick, maybe 3.5 actually. I should have measured that, shouldn't I?
Probably.
A YouTuber would do that. Well, a
Yeah.
good YouTuber would do that.
I know, but we're not in the good
No,
YouTube.
not really, no.
It's sort of, I mean,
We're-
that's an ambition beyond our aspirations.
Here's another thing that I always do, especially with a bigger
Oh,
knife.
no, please. Do we have to? Right. Can I just stop you there?
Uh-huh.
Because TK always gets to the verge of a heart attack when I'm on the strike side of your hacking.
Oh, we're a good 6 inches apart. What's he got to worry about? I love doing this with a knife. Not that I want to damage the knife, but this is what I sort of expect from a bushcraft knife, that I should be able to do that
Yeah.
if needed. And I'm just going to check
Any rolling?
the grind on it. It's just,
Perfect.
look, there's nothing. You wouldn't even see. There's nothing.
Nothing.
So,
Nothing.
I mean, I know that's not very technical, but to me, because this is my knife, I'd be happy with that. I mean, it doesn't prove any. That's not proving a point. But I just want you to see. I'll cut where I was hitting. It's just flying. There's not even a dent, and that was a fair good look. Look, What
No.
I'm trying to say, or we're trying to say, go ahead. You,
Well, I mean, there's some feather sticking. No,
you've gone through the whole wood.
yeah, exactly. But it does feather stick. But you
Uh-huh.
have to be so light on it because it just wants to be.
Yeah, it is something you'd have to
The bite.
practice with, is to just get it thinner. It really is just. But they're great feather sticks. I see the way you let me do mine first.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm not going to break mine if yours is going to go.
Yeah, it's lovely to have friends.
Check it
I
out.
mean, that is just so easy to feather stick. But it's so sharp. The Scandi is perfect on it. And it's a proper Scandi. It's
Yeah.
not a pretend Scandi. It is just beautiful.
Well, that's a question for you because, I mean, there is always a debate. Do you need a micro bevel on a Scandi or should you keep it as a true Scandi?
Do you want to know something? It's your knife. Have it whatever way you want.
No, it's-
I mean, that is the simple answer. I probably, in time, I'll probably put a tiny little micro bevel, but that was because I was using the likes of Moras. Moras will not hold their edge as good
Well
as
as
that.
that,
Do
yeah.
you know what I mean? So I probably wouldn't in this. I'll do more stropping of this knife than I ever will do sharpening.
Yeah, just to bring it back.
And that's what's good about having that Scandi. I'm nearly turning it into a Scandi Vex.
Yeah.
Because if you strop, over time,
It
you'll
just
get
gets
that
that-
Scandi Vex. It fattens it up behind the edge,
Uh-huh.
and that's exactly what you want.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to do
beautiful.
little small curly curls there.
That's beautiful.
But you have to be so light.
And the thing is, you want to give it a wee bit
Yeah.
more.
But I mean, I don't know if any of you are bushcrafters, but I was always taught thick ones at the front and your little paper thin ones at the back. Because that's where you're going to, and I just happen to have one in my pocket.
Which
See?
pocket?
I'm properly organised.
Oh, that's a first.
I just happen to have one
It
here.
had to happen sometime.
Edward, it's an accident, don't worry, it'll never happen again. Eddie's. Put the wee man's down at the door. Right, I'm just going to try this. I'm not sitting in it particularly comfortable. Oh,
You want me to hold that?
I'll get forward a bit. What
Why
you
we
do,
haven't tried the back edge, have we?
no, I want to see what the back edge is like.
Holy sugar.
Like this, I've just literally put this laying in.
There's a number of sparks coming off it.
Just get that open a wee bit and turn it to the side here. I always
That's
like,
amazing.
I'll always like make something for where I put my.
Put your fire steel. There it is. Not too shabby, Steve.
I put it right there, didn't I?
You've got a cool going
That's
there,
going.
isn't it?
That's going.
Yeah.
I'll just turn it round. So, again, that's why you want the feathers, the light feathers and small at the back, and then you're just tilting it up, and then you've got a bit more staying power.
That's very
That's
good.
your fire started. Do you know what I mean? So, is this knife right angled at the top? You bet your bottom dollar. That was some lovely sparks coming
Yeah,
off that knife.
and I mean it's shiny on the top.
Yeah.
So,
but it's just.
but it's just
beautiful
I mean, there's
right
some
edge.
incredible sparks.
Look at
coming
that
off
there. They were so thick at the top. That's still burning, and that took a couple of seconds to make.
That's fantastic. I love this knife, Steve.
I don't just love it. I would recommend this knife to anybody who does bushcraft. And I'm not saying Ron's it's a cheap knife, because Ron has to charge for
The craftsmanship,
anybody. The
workmanship.
craftsmanship. Look, that's still burning.
But I mean, are these both AEBL? Did you say?
Yes, sorry, I didn't even say they're AEBL. If you haven't watched the video on them, they're AEBL. Honestly, I mean, for all that batter, look at that. I mean, it's just, if you lightly push on it, and it's, look, every single knife is different, especially bushcraft, and you'll get to know your own by using it, not by me telling you what it's like. You'll get it when you get it at home. So, I personally, and I would recommend this, one of Ron's knives, to anybody, because we've now seen 3 of them. Mikey has 9 of them.
And he's getting a 10th, as far as I know.
Yes. So this, honestly, get in now before Ron gets swamped, because honestly,
If you want a present to yourself for Christmas, this is the one to go for, definitely.
and this is a bit of a cheat too, because Mikey has been using his knives for a couple of years now, so we know they're good.
Yeah, and I mean, you know as well as anybody else, Mikey's got a fantastic collection of fixed blades, and they just keep on getting bigger and bigger. His most recent acquisition being the TRC South Pole. He's going to get himself an Apocalypse, which is renowned across the world as one of the best survival knives out
Funny,
there.
I watched the program the other night with the 2 boys from Scandinavia. What do you call it? The Bushcraft boys, and they just got gifted
Oh yeah, 10 grand's worth.
10 grand's worth of knives, and about 8 of them were TRCs.
That's right.
And they even pulled the South Pole out and said it was one of their favourite knives ever.
Two of them, one with the Apocalypse finish,
Yeah,
one with the standard finish. But the message I'm trying to put across there is that when Mikey is going out and he does some kind of gamekeeping kind of
Yeah, he
for
does
some
that
of
as
the nature
well.
reserves around his place, he will actually reach for one of these knives first
Yeah.
rather than one of
The
his
highly
specialist
expensive,
ones.
yeah.
I mean, he has the DBK knife
Yeah.
itself, and he's never used it because he'd always go for one of these.
But I don't know how, genuine, I don't know how another bushcraft knife could be better.
I mean, it's all just differences and variations.
And I have
in
to
style.
say, it is slippy, you're right. But I didn't feel my hand slipping. Once I'm locked in there, I mean, this...
But as I say, I think that's
Yeah,
because it's
yeah,
new. You know what my card is
And
like
if I
when it's new.
bushcraft, 9 times out of 10, I've got a pair of leather gloves on when I'm actually doing hard work, because it's just for that grip.
But it's
So-
beautiful.
There you go. A knife approved by 2 old fuddy-duddies, but backed up by Mikey, who's a proper bushcrafter now. I used to be, but I'm not anymore. That was the first time I've used a flint and steel or not a flint and steel, but and I can do that too.
To light a fire.
To light a fire in a long time, but that's how easy it is. It's just
Brilliant.
super. So
And I mean, we've got a good collection of Scandies now.
this year has been our year of the fixed blade.
It really has. It really has. And I think we're going to see more of them. So,
Uh-huh.
I mean, my other Scandi, my first Scandi of choice was always the Breeze of Bobtail. And Stephen has just acquired through generosity of
Norwich.
Balaz, yeah.
Norwich Ballage. I was on one of my Facebook group, or not Facebook. Yeah, there's a Facebook group.
Yeah.
Sorry, that I belong to.
But
And
we
don't-
also met him at Sharp Show.
We did meet him in Sharpshire, and he showed me a lot of his collection, which was really nice. But I'd done a trade with him for another knife, which you're going to see in the next day or two. But he just sent this as a gift. I just think this sheath is
It's
horse
class.
saddle. It is so good, and it's got the stopper rather than a button or anything, which I love. Never had one. And he sent me this is the Enzo PK Small.
Also known as the Breeze and Necker, which is this pretty same model. And this is the Breeze of Bobtail, which is sort of its big cousin or sibling. And they're 2 beautiful little Scandi knives, a 12C27. And they're just beautiful knives.
And I just want to see what it's like.
See, Scandi grinds.
Oh, for wood, there's nothing better than, like, look at that wee knife. It's in 12C27, and it is just eaten through wood.
So, if you've ever wondered what the hype about a Scandi grind is about, it's all about the wood, people. It's all about the wood.
And honestly, that is beautiful. Thank you so much, Norris. Well, it was a pleasure meeting you. It was lovely seeing your collection and having a nice, decent chat with you. And hopefully next year again we'll see you there. But thank you. I am over the moon with this. Over the moon. I mean, there's 2 gifts we've had. A Necker, and we got this one. Mikey bought these for us, which I just think is, how lucky can you be?
I know.
And I do really appreciate it. Honestly, it means the world. It does. This is...
Well, I think everybody saw my appreciation live.
That was still the best video I've seen. It really was. Look, it was a bit rough and ready. It was just
But
get
it's a
down
lot
and
of fun.
dirty. I'm going to do a review on that. I have used it an awful lot more than this, but I just wanted you to see what I do with knives to test them. And honestly, RC knives, if you're a bushcrafter or you want to get into it and you want something a bit more pricey or more heavy duty than a Mora, don't
way to
pass
go.
it by.
And
Do not.
just to paraphrase our mate Mikey again, is that use your knives, folks.
Yeah.
Get out and use them. Go down to the woods and have a play around with some sticks. They don't even need to be as sharp and pointy as this one.
Yeah.
But I think that's all we need.
Yes, you don't have to take a weapon with your knife.
No.
So there you go. Look, thanks very much for watching. But I can honestly tell you, after use, and we've had them a few weeks now,
Well worth it.
absolutely. Ron, thank you so much for what you do, because I really appreciate your workmanship. It is way, way above what he should be able to do in a wee shed in the back garden.
Ain't that the truth?
Don't let the wee shed in the back garden fool you, because some of my best knives have come from a little shed in the back garden.
That's the truth.
Take care, everybody. Really lovely to see you.
All the best.
Oh, geez, 20 minutes already. Good God, we are fast. A quickie.
And